All right, everybody. So this is the first in the series, COVID Chronicles, and we'll be talking about COVID then and now. So a little bit about what the series is. What the series is a series of videos about what was going on 1 year ago with the pandemic. So what we've done is we've created a giant forum thread, and you can go check this out yourself. It's currently still free at smashomash.com/forum. And you can check out the coronavirus thread where we talk about the COVID every day starting January 23rd all the way into July of last year. So we updated it painstakingly by copy-pasting the full articles into the forum. And without further ado, let me just get to that. So here's our forum. And this is still free at smAshomash.com/forum. And what we've done is we've stickied the coronavirus thread to all the different forums. So you can see there's a cosmology forum, Earth and geophysics, a free-for-all, general science, and our content, also the sun, and a new users forum. If you click on any of those, there is a global sticky for coronavirus ? So what we're going to do is we're going to advance this until March 19th and see what was going on March 19th. So I think let's see here. That'll be about 2 more pages ahead. Skip to page 9. Nope, we must have had a lot of posts around that time. Let's skip till, say, page 13. Okay, so there's March 19th. Let's see if there were other posts on that date. Now, I know there were some definitely very significant financial things that happened that we indeed reported on last year. You may not have heard it because perhaps you were standing in line to purchase, that's right, toilet paper. So there's our first data point. 1 year ago, let's just say there were some issues regarding toilet paper. You may have noticed that it vanished off of shelves. Was it because of real shortages, or was it because of stores trying to mark up their own brands? But in any case, I won't make any reference to that because I don't work in the industry of quilted northern. I work in the industry of food safety testing as one of my approximately 5 jobs. And so I've got insight into what's going on with the food at the supply chain level in the northeastern portion of the North American continent. So as far as Northeast America goes, I've got some insight there, but I don't into things like paper towels, and I don't into things like, I don't have a lot of insight into paper towels and toilet paper and stuff like that. So just a little bit about me there. I'll share more at a later time. Let's continue on with the COVID and what was going on last year. After we review last year's stories here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, we'll continue on with this year's stories to see some comparisons and perhaps some contrasting scenarios between what is going on last year and this year. So here we're looking at some more March 19th. And again, this forum thread is globally stickied. First story was about toilet paper supplies. Homemade baking soda mouthwash recipes. So this is an important thing that mysteriously brought up last year for your general health. And we just posted that there because, hey, your mouth should be basic and your gut should be acidic. That's just the way it works. And so we put up a recipe for a very basic mouthwash. I believe this one is just baking soda and kosher salt. As one of the ways to prevent tooth decay and dental infections is to just use a simple baking soda mouthwash. So we've recommended this to lots of people. Alcohol-free mouthwash here. Add half a teaspoon of baking soda to half a glass of warm water. Use it to gargle. Very simple stuff. I think we use half and half salt. This one uses 1 part baking soda and 1/2 part salt. It makes you feel like you've gargled a bunch of ocean water, but it'll prevent you from having acidic organisms living in your mouth. So if you're not aware of that, you can read all about it at smAshomash.com/forum. And we're just going to continue on here to see what else we were covering for news stories. Oh, there we go. The 19th was the day when silver was less than 50 cents per ounce. So that's a pretty serious story there. There's the... yeah. Leave us a comment if you remember this last year when we were looking at silver at $12 per ounce. Now, I know some of our viewers did. At least I know Kimberly did, because she divulged publicly that she had doubled her money on silver, something that's fairly rare to do with a commodity, especially over less than a year. So there you can see that chart there. At the time we were reporting silver at $12.06 per ounce. And let's take a quick aside here to go see what it is today. Yeah, did you watch the videos? Oh, you didn't watch the videos back then. Well, shucks. Did you miss out on the silver? Well, it may be going higher than levels that it currently is. However, don't take that as investment advice, folks. And let's just see what's going on. Visa is in the movers down 5% on the day. Visa, folks. Oh no, Visa, it's going to go out of business. Silver currently at $26.25. So there you go. There's your 1-year comparison. The 1-year chart of silver. And again, leave us a comment if you were tuning in when we were dropping knowledge about commodities exactly 1 year ago. And also, if you're wondering, that was the same time that I had some ideas about what had gone on with the market crashing. Because just to connect some dots for you, that was around the same time that I said, something's awfully fishy about this market crash, in that we saw stocks, precious metals, cryptocurrencies, and bonds all sell off at the same time. Because we saw bond yields go up. We saw all of those other investment vehicles go down at the same time. The only suggestion that made any sense is that the precious metals crashed because of attempts to cover short sales, which could be true, as institutional investors tend to have some precious metals. But nonetheless, it looked awfully fishy to me. So let me get back to the forum here. Right after I display that chart one more time, there's the chart that we have pasted into the forum, by the way. So whatever you do, make sure you don't pole vault the caldera. Although if you'd like to pick up some socks, it's highly recommended. I'll be getting a couple pairs myself. I think 3 pairs. To save a couple bucks, you save when you buy in bulk, folks. So silver at about $12 an ounce. And look, it was the same day that we made a video about covidtrial.io. You have to read up on that one yourself. I don't seem to have any recollection of what that might be about, but go have a read. This one, we didn't copy-paste the article from covidtrial.io. I'll leave that up to you to figure out why there was no pandemic in Africa. Also on the 19th, last year, 1 year ago today, we reported on this initiative, an open data clinical trial for prevention of COVID-19 through the use of certain prescription drugs, or, with reference to Africa, certain over-the-counter drugs that you may be all too familiar with. Of course, the names of those drugs just eludes me. I can't seem to remember what the names of those drugs are, so you'll just have to figure that out yourself, perhaps by reading smashomash.com/forum, where we copy-pasted the full entire articles in there, as opposed to just links to the articles because of people changing articles and scrubbing them from the internet entirely. Continuing on with the COVID Chronicles, Now and Then. And we've moved into March 20th. And we left a link to that paper as well. And of course my comments, as you can see. So that was what we covered for the year 2020 on the website. And we don't usually do threads like that, but because I sort of saw what was going on before it had fully manifested itself as what's the right word? It had yet to manifest itself as a complete mental failure among large portions of mankind. In any case, when I bring up some news articles here, I would just remind our viewers that what happened last year in the summer is that I nearly became less antisocial. But what instead happened is I became legit misanthropic. So I almost got a little bit less antisocial last summer, and because of events since then, I've just turned legit misanthropic, just anti-humans. So, yeah. And that has to do with a lot of different factors that I won't get into in this video. What I'll do instead is head to USA Today, where I'm sure there's Dr. Fauci's face is going to be on the front cover of the paper. So let me just screen share that with you. I'm sure that'll be delightful. I don't know what I just went to USA.com. All right, so here we are on the homepage of USA Today, and make sure I'm showing that and not me, because I don't want to be on the same page as this journalist. And let's see, let's just specifically stick with information about COVID, the pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19, the Rona, whatever you want to call it. Where would it be? Under life? We wanted the pandemic to end, so why are we still so anxious? It feels strange, the idea of being together in the world again. Public transit makes us sweat. The prospect of crowded restaurants and bars is thrilling but unfamiliar. People thirsting for daily interaction now worry they've lost the ease with which they once socialized. Sounds like some other people might have become more antisocial. Who knew? Anyway, there's a fine line between antisocial and misanthropic. Let's see if we can find another article here. Let's see if we can find a conclusion to this article. When we talk about social anxiety colloquially, I think what we're talking about is just the discomfort that's going to come with re-engaging in ways we haven't in a year, somebody said. Apparently somebody called right. I don't know. Is she right? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. All right, let's head to a different article here. How about the Washington Post? How about the Washington Post? Which says, democracy dies in darkness. Could it be the darkness of a dark winter? The darkness of a dark, scary, spooky winter. CDC, here's their biggest headline. This is the biggest font on their page. CDC guideline says 3 feet between students is usually enough, a change that paves the way for more in-person instruction. Dun dun! Oh my God, are you scared? I'm spooked. I'm scared and spooked. Holy crow. Somebody might breathe on themselves. Maybe you've heard Scott Adams ranting about how he is a complete Karen and doesn't know anything about physics, but he wants to conjecture about, I think 3 feet might be too close, but I think 6 feet is okay. Oh my gosh. Scott Adams, stop talking about physics, please. Stop talking about physics today. It's stick to Dilbert, because good Lord, when you talk about certain subjects, Scott Adams, good Lord, just stay in your lane. Stay out of the physics lane, because you are a noob. All right. Continuing on. I apologize. You're not a noob, Scott Adams. You just say noobish things regarding physics. All right, moving on. So the Washington Post article about this ridiculous idea about 3 feet instead of 6 feet. Maybe we could go to 3 feet instead of 6 feet because that, like, really? This is nonsense. This is total and complete nonsense. And I don't know, like, you better follow the CDC guidelines, folks. We would never advise you here at the Smash News Network to go against CDC guidelines. So, by all means, 3 feet, 10 feet, however many masks the CDC tells you to wear, make sure you comply, folks. Make sure you comply. Be very compliant and make sure that you follow whatever local guidelines you have. You know, if the Gestapo is going to come over and hurl you into a gulag because you didn't sleep in your own bed alone while wearing a mask, then, you know, just don't blame us. We had nothing to do with it here at the Smash News Network. We are completely compliant. We comply with everything. If we have to get 16 vaccinations in our eyes, we're getting the 16 vaccinations, all right? Moving on. I guess I'll screen share. What's another website we can look at? How about Zero Hedge? Sort of got a libertarian slant over at Zero Hedge. It's pretty windy outside. And let me just make sure I'm not on screen. Excellent. It's pretty windy outside. White House blames climate for Biden's biff on Air Force One. Good God. He was blown up the steps. Oh my God. Joe Biden got blown. Joe Biden was blown, folks. We've reported it here. A year ago, silver was at $12 per ounce. Today, Joe Biden got blown up the steps. See that? Never fall up the steps, folks. Those steps are a lot closer to your head than falling down the steps. Joe Biden was blown today in public. Blown up the steps, that is. What about the shortage of containers? There's a shortage of containers, folks, because Americans are hoarding everything. And by the way, well done, Americans. Well done. We love not being able to buy a carbon fiber bicycle because everything is being hoarded. We think that's a great idea. So by all means, hoard toilet paper, hoard those glass tubes that you buy in the convenience store with the tiny miniature rose inside of it. Hoard lighters and matches and magic markers and Q-tips. Hoard adhesive bandages, otherwise known as Band-Aids, and hoard Ritz crackers, because we may discover next year that the moon is made of green cheese. And you really have to be prepared for what the ramifications of a green cheese moon are, all right? If we have a green cheese moon, you're going to be making spacecraft out of Ritz crackers to store sperm on the moon. That's just the way it is. And continuing on, what else do we see? Ghislaine Maxwell. Some story about Ghislaine Maxwell. Details too sensational and impure to be revealed to public. Yes, that sounds nice. Perhaps the Church of Moloch convening to block that. The Fed's Catch-21, B of A explains why Bitcoin is 2021's safe haven, allegedly. Which it looks pretty volatile to me. And I have one thing to say. Stellar Lumens, symbol XLM. Stellar Lumens, XLM, 40 cents. 40 cents per stellar lumen. Fourth most held cryptocurrency on Coinbase. Fourth most held cryptocurrency on Coinbase. 40 cents per stellar lumen. Involved in financial transaction networks. Stellar Lumens, 40 cents per stellar lumen. There is over $9 billion invested. Its market capitalization is over $9 billion. And it's the fourth most held cryptocurrency on Coinbase after Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So, just a little tip for you there about stellar lumens. A lot of people use the word Bitcoin to describe all cryptocurrency, and you should probably not do such things. That would be like saying stocks. Don't get Bitcoin confused with cryptocurrency. They don't mean the same thing. Social justice warriors on full tilt this week. What if the tech bubble burst? By the way, tech is self-destructing. You may want to keep that in mind. Number of issues. Facebook, Instagram suffer outages. Why? Because the software is terrible. Who knows? Maybe their servers start on fire like what happened at blitzortung.org, right? De Blasio tells New York PD to pay people home visits for hurtful comments. I'm sure that's going to work out really well. The cops are really going to come knock on your door because you insulted somebody in New York. Amazon workers in several states consider unionizing, a.k.a. getting fired. Colleges dump the SAT. Standard admission is intellectual curiosity. Okay. Twitter admits error and unfreezes Marjorie Taylor Greene's account. Oh my gosh. Does it seem like big tech might be self-destructing, folks? I think I may have detected a disturbance in the force, almost like when Alderaan was blown up. Remember that? All right, so it's time to close this thing out. That's today's and the first full edition of the COVID Chronicles. We'll do more of these, probably not every day or anything like that. We'll combine a couple days together and cover a little bit of what was going on then and what's going on now. This has been a production of the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. And don't forget to press like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And we've got other playlists you may want to check out as well. Over there. Yeah, over there, folks. It's all available at youtube.com/smashomash/playlists. Check out those other videos. And we'll see you next time here at the Smash News Network. Least busted name in news.